Hello everybody, this is Sam from Value. We value companies and we help people buy and sell companies. If you, like me, have been sitting on some cash and has been preventing and preparing for what was going to happen in the next few months or years, you will be very well equipped to grow your company exponentially by acquisition, which is what I'm planning to do for my other businesses. Now, it is very important that you go on about doing this in a safe manner and in a way that doesn't risk too much of your own cash, if any. So if you are sitting on some cash, or if you've got some cash in the bank in your business, this could be a very good opportunity for you to buy distressed companies or companies that are literally looking at closing the doors. So stay tuned. I'm going to go through a few intangibles because I think I've covered everything that has to do with finances in other videos. So the first thing I would suggest you do is that you define your acquisition strategy. Are you on a buy and build acquisition strategy? Are you doing a roll-up acquisition? What is it you're trying to achieve? What specific target are you trying to achieve? Is it a company in your same region? Is it a company in the same city? Is it a company in the same postcode? Is it a competitor? Is it a distributor? Is it a supplier? Is it a client? Is it a customer? What is it? Who is it you want to acquire, and why, and how does that fit within your existing business? That's very important. Otherwise, you're going to open the funnel and not enough quality leads are going to come from the bottom. So that's very important. What is it you're trying to achieve, not just now, but in the next 5-10 years? And how many times can you do this to build the size company you want to build? So prepare in advance, bird view to the whole process. The second one, which goes without saying, is make sure you've got operating capital, aka cash. Most of these businesses that you are going to look to acquire will probably be either distressed or in financial jeopardy, which pretty much means the same thing. So you are going to inject some operating capital, or you're going to have to adjust, readjust, refocus, reposition, pivot that business so you can become profitable. I am not so much interested in sales. I'm not interested in how big an acquisition is. I'm focused about, and I'm concerned about the profit. How much more profitable are you going to be, or will you be, after you have acquired this business? Fair enough, you will have to operate, to inject some operating capital into the business. I understand that. But after that, you don't want to overtrade. You don't want to chase sales, because that's going to affect your trading stability and that's going to make your earnings dip. So try to be as profitable as possible, as quickly as possible. The third thing I would suggest you do is you get rid of toxic assets. I've spoken about this before. If you only need 3 machines, don't keep 5. If you only need 10 employees, don't keep 20. I understand these decisions might be very hard to make, but we are trying to keep that business alive and to ensure that as many people stay with the target company as possible. So do try to be sensible about restructuring the assets of the business, but some decisions might need to be made. So get rid of toxic assets. Any bad debts, if the company has any bad debts, you may reconsider the whole purchase of the business and just buy cherry pick assets. Try not to cherry pick toxic assets that maybe have a PG attached to them. So that's very important. And obviously shrink the assets. If instead of 5 machines, you only need 2 to operate today and be somewhat profitable, do that. Don't chase sales. It's inane. You're going to get burned. There's a few ways to do this. The first one is to simply pick up the phone, and after you've defined your acquisition strategy, phone up a few people that you know, maybe in your sector, maybe a few people of your distributors, and tell them, I'm an investor, I'm in a good position, I'm in a good cash position. Maybe don't say that, but say, I am an investor, I'm in this sector, I believe we do business together, or we have been in the same industry for quite some time, and I am looking for some opportunities in the near future. So if you think you'd like to maybe sell me your balance sheet, or to negotiate for your balance sheet or for your whole business, I would be willing to sit down and talk to you. That can be done through the phone or via cold mail, which is something I really, really like, and nobody really does it. There's only a handful of people who actually send cold mail letters presenting themselves as a viable investor or acquisitions specialist or private equity firm. So you want to emphasize again on your acquisition strategy, so you don't lose or waste too much time on the phone on sending letters to people that aren't in your perfect category. And if those companies, those target companies don't quite fit your category, get rid of them. So if you want people with companies with 10 employees plus, and you find a sole trader or somebody with a smaller team, get rid of them. Very politely, be very polite, but do politely tell them that you're not interested in that particular company and wish them luck. So be very effective with your time. Act quick. So the quicker you act, the better this is going to be. There's a lot to be said for companies and for people who tell all the investors, all the private equity firms that distressed companies are amazing. They're an amazing opportunity for people to acquire, and they are sometimes. The single most important thing when I'm trying to buy a toxic company or a distressed company or a company that has called the administrators, for example, is the speed of implementation. How quickly can I act to buy that company and try to rescue it? And make sure you have the wits, you have the knowledge, and you know what you're doing. So make sure you act quick and make sure you are sensible about it. Be as cold as humanly possible. Do not let your emotions run high. And the fourth thing I would say is to mitigate pain. Obviously, there will be somebody with a lot of pain who's trying or who has tried to deal with this whole situation for quite some time and things haven't worked out. So do present yourself as someone professional, someone empathetic, and somebody who knows what they're doing. So I hope that helps. The opportunities that are going to arise after these crises are going to be insane. The Chancellor has just proposed a 300 billion emergency fund. I don't care if it's 700 billion. I don't really care. A lot of these businesses are going to be hurt a lot. So the opportunities are going to be huge. There's going to be opportunities. So if you are in a position where you need to grow, or you want to grow, and your cash position is good, these are some of the things that you're going to be able to do. We value companies. We help people buy and sell companies. You can contact us on 01916031490. Fill your comments below or on valueyourcompany.co.uk.